Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back here. Another day of Asto-Gravitational report for you about the energies, how they are. They're gonna come beautiful. We had a beautiful day. A lot of this relationship, friendshipness within the relationships. It's paying off. Very good, very great day. Um, of course, we are like the waves of the ocean, and there is always going to be good, but there is always going to be something that it's going to go down. If you've been to the sea, of course, I presume all of you, you know how the waves comes up and you have to jump up and then it goes down and lifts you up and down, and that's how it goes. The same thing within the energies. Overall, the energy is going to be great. The only thing that it's going to come, it's kind of like a energy that's preparing us, is to learn to understand our patience in soul, which is Saturn is going to be giving to us. I'm going to be stop here for a second before we going um, for the report. Usually, when at the moon it squares Saturn, that it's talking about a restrictions from mother, and also lack of developing the love within the emotions, and restrictions of emotions and feelings. Usually in a personal chart, that can lead to a lot of complications where the person is going to be striving all the time for attention, love, seeking that what he was never given and developed. Since the person has this energy, that can lead to a lot of attractions to a people, and these limitations is going to be paying off. And this could be some of the old blockages that's going to comes in, but they are going to be spiritual blockages, since Saturn, okay, Saturn is in Pisces. This is going to be a challenge for some of you, because you may have to overcome an old blockages. If you don't overcome it, though, they may be backfire on you. So it's all to remember that you are going to meet Mars. Because tomorrow the energies is going to be a little bit more intense. As the moon, it's going to be squaring Neptune, North Node, and Venus. And this is kind of like a Saturn. It's asking you, can you have that emotions? How that goes within you? How the things are coming up, and so on with that. And it's going to be a lot of tests, particularly over the weekend, because the moon also is going to be striving to meet Mars. Now, since we have Uranus and Jupiter, they're going direct, and they are, things is going to start moving, but where they're going to move. The duality that it's coming from the Pisces areas energies in there, even though today I spoke with two people, and they were asking me pretty much the same questions. And the question was, can I be able to resolve things? I have situations and there is a lack of talk and so on and so on. And I'm like, okay, but you have to look, because right now, this energy of where should I start and where should I left? You're maybe going to feel a lot of within that duality, because Venus was charging more forward within areas that she's pulling up and is like, come on, we gotta go. But if that is a premature moving forward and pushing within your life, you think it's going to be turning south, because Venus is going to go back to Pisces, because it's not finished her spiritual recovery, spiritual kind of like a growth. And so stay from premature emotions, because that squaring with Saturn is going to present some of this emotions, feelings. So I'm just giving you a basic astrology information on about this Saturn square the moon in there. And this is it, that you may gonna find that some of the people who are, they're gonna take it this personally. You should have your friend should not take things personally when you decide to go with something else or somewhere else. And you're gonna be experiencing maybe some of that situations as well. But the moon is going to be looking forward. It's the same as this female. It is entwined in there. If you put it like astrology will right here, she's looking towards Mars, but the road is blocked right there by Saturn. She has to go through the forest, but the light of the sun it's coming towards it. So this is a very powerful, very beautiful energies that represents the day, but there's gonna be some challenges, not problems, challenges. Okay. All right. So what are we talking about? Well, here it's what's coming is that at 7 o'clock in the morning, the ascendant is going to be with Pluto, powerful energies with the midheaven, Venus and the North Node. The energies are very beautiful. Divine energies pouring towards Mars in there. Very, very beautiful divine moments. If you keep your patience, aggravations, everything at bay, and using your that is the wisdom, talking about that you see the positive, the negatives, and you acting from the wise point that you are learning from Saturn. Even though that the moon is beginning to square Saturn right now, you feel like something it's not that great. What is that called in the sea? It's the undertow that you see on the surface. Pretty much nothing. It's kind of like a um, area there is no waves, but there is waves on the side. So the current comes in and pulls the water towards inside of the sea. And this is how you're going to feel from within yourself. All right. The next hour, the midheaven is going to be at Sag. Be mindful about communications. And this is what I'm talking about, challenging this friendshipness right here. Since the midheaven, it is going to be opposing Moon, and it's going to be squaring Saturn. Some of the people is going to be like, well, what happened? Why not this? Why not that? They're going to think like about this. True friends staying there. It's going to be kind of like a little bit of test of a friendshipness from yesterday, but that energy has to be, and it's going to be dealing with Mars. We are going to see also a lot of going on with this Mars. Is going to be talked in the next week or so. He's still a retrograde mode, so he is doing his work. I hope you doing your work. Okay. Very beautiful. The ascendant is not gonna have pretty much nothing to show you because it's like you have to look different direction, not what you see. You have to see you go, and that's why for some of the people it's like I don't know where I'm going because I don't have a goal. Well, if you don't have a final destinations, how would you know from where to start? And this is going to be the one of the challenges when the moon is going to be coming in, into Leo. You have that final destination. So the next hour at 9 o'clock, the midheaven is going to be at Capricorn situations, love, and North Node. You're going to be feeling like maybe isolated. Most of you is going to be at work. Things are kind of like you feel this energy is like, oh my God, I don't know what the heck is going on in there. So if you have anything in Capricorn or somewhere around, we are talking about even within expanding within 5 degrees each way. I'm talking about 25 degrees of Sag or 5 degrees of Capricorn. You're going to feel this square from Venus. And this is going to be like no love, no situations, no talk. I don't know what is it going on with all this. Don't worry about it. I think she's going to come out sooner or later. Okay. But what you need to be focused within yourself is that during this heavy work that it comes towards you, how are you taking it when you know that the heavy work is coming towards you? And some of you may be expecting and feeling lower energies, lower situations. You're a little bit on down. That's normal. You're a human being, okay? But don't let these things discourage you because they're only on the surface and they're only for a little bit of time. All right. The next hour, the midheaven, it's going to be opposing Mars, squaring Chiron. Nothing new under the sun, nothing that we have not talked about it. Acting from your wounds can bring more pain because you bring and you put attention towards the wounds, then you're creating more wounds. You get it? Today I had to explain to someone when you have a little problem, that little problem creates two additional problems. Then that two additional problems create additional four problems. And now I have a seven of them. But then there's four problems unresolved. Okay, they create 16 problems. Now you got some issues. Okay, if you continue to go on and on. So the whole idea is when you work with people, if you work with people in there, particularly, find that root. You take the first one, and the whole thing just crumbles down. Okay, so what about that? Personal advice to this is because the meet heaven divine energies with the moon, it's gonna be telling you about this, and hopefully you get the message. Hopefully get the message. All right, hour of transformation, very beautiful powers. Um, you're gonna be renovating yourself. Things gonna be start moving forward. Very beautiful time with this of the day. You're gonna be feeling again within the friendshipness, and everything is fine, good, no problemos, no problems. Okay, very very great energy. It's gonna be remind you that hey, that's how it started. We need to keep it up in there. Maybe something is not okay. Maybe it's not the situations. It's not a permanent. We just have to keep on going, and that's what the friends is about. Okay, that's how you learn this friendshipness. Okay, because the friendshipness is not tested when the things are good. The friendshipness is always tested when the things are bad, ugly, not great, and you're getting support from a friend. All right, that's how it goes. All right. Talking about the next hour, beautiful energy, beautiful. Okay, if it wasn't this Mars squaring ascendant and the moon, everything else would have been just perfect, pretty much. Because you're already used to it, to Mars squaring Chiron. You're kind of like, okay, I know my wounds. I'm looking at my wounds like a dog. I'm healing it in there. But these energies here, they're powerful. Okay, communications, authority, proper healing situations, proper understanding, proper growth, and everything is beginning to be almost flowerless. Okay, but there is some challenges here. You need to see. I spoke today with someone, and I said, actually, I said that twice today. Man, it's just not the way it is. It goes with Dio. Um, all of a sudden, you meet people, and we're talking about this. Uh, but this person and that person, they does this or so on and so on, and it happened today twice. And I say the same things. Okay, first look within you. Always look at within yourself in there, because that's what your authority is. Authority takes the final ways in there. Okay, and when you look at within yourself, within your authority, what are you authorizing, what are you not? How is your boundaries are in there? How is your limits are going in? Don't allow others to take the limits in there. But at the same time, you have to also take a look at it. Did you start at something that creates to a conflict? You gotta look within yourself because of unhealed wounds, right? So something that the universe is gonna be stopping in there because of the Mercury and the Sun. You need to understand that the universe sometimes cut off connections because they know more than you ever heard or see. All right. And now with the Saturn, it's squaring the moon in the ascendant, you are going to be feeling it, those challenges there. But if you're looking forward and you're overcoming these blockages and obstacles, there will be no problem of backfiring. But if you go in and in there, what happens is you bring the past into the future, the past backfires on you. Why? No process emotions, no process situations, not evolutions, not acting like you're supposed to be and awakened and aware of, not acting like that wise angel inside of you. So now is the challenge about this to change it, but the energies of the authority is going to be overcome all this. Very, very powerful energies from Mars towards the authority. And that is going to be tested also for Mars. All right. On the next hour, that's going to be at 1 o'clock. Midheaven is going into Pisces. That is going to be training only the ascendant. Well, the ascendant, it squares Venus. Ascendant square Venus is going to show on us where the moon is going to come in. Pay attention to that 1 o'clock where your emotions are. Particularly if your emotions are hurt within the family. We're talking about cardinal wounds that needs to be addressed. All right? You're going to be able to check this out in about a day and a half. We're going to be having the moon coming into Cancer as soon as she's walking at the end of Gemini, walking into Cancer. We are going to be start feeling it, particularly that energy. Now the ascendant's going to show it, and in about a few hours, we are going to be dealing actually with that energy much up forward. All right, 2 o'clock. Ascendant, it's with Mars actions. When we look, the midheaven, it's with Saturn. The wisdom is going to pay it off. Okay. Whenever there is a challenge, you always should be able to find how to overcome it. You cannot overcome it, then your emotions is right here. It's going to be challenged. And this is when you cannot do something. What do you do the first thing? Throwing a tantrum, going at being agitated, aggravated, instead of like, oh, there is some solutions. There is some authority. There is some communications. Somebody doesn't know how to talk. If somebody doesn't know how I got there, healing in order. You heal from all this. Everything else, it's going to be following its own path. As the moon, it's going to go forward. Okay. So as soon as the moon is going forward, because right now she's in a perfect square with Saturn and the midheaven, at that 2 o'clock, we can have some big challenges. All right, 3 o'clock energies, the midheaven is going to be with Venus. Beautiful energies with the ascendant as the moon is going to be coming up here. We are going to be getting some great glimpses with that. Powerful energies with the transformations. Overall, that ascendant in there is going to be pointing out to the transformations. What happens when you change and your family is experiencing the change? Do they like it? Even though that is a great for you. They don't, because they cannot change themselves. So don't focus on that energy. It's not healthy. The only healthy right now is you. Okay, so it's Chiron is in Aries. Speaking about the Chiron, that energy of Chiron is going to be challenging that healing situations in the family. You need to understand that. In there, you're responsible for your part of healing, a being healed person, mature person in the family. Responsibility, accountability, vulnerability, those are the keys. Okay, those are the keys how you are going to be in there. Nothing hidden in the family. You start having a hidden agendas in the family, it's not a family, it's something else. It's a business. All right. So, vulnerable with your emotions, understanding yourself, explaining yourself, and know kind of like things underneath the rock. Okay. And that honesty in there, you may gonna feel challenges because if you were honest before and you were hurt, because if you're honesty, guess what happens? You're expecting the same thing. But if you overcome these challenges, if you use that divine energies that goes in towards the midheaven, it's going into the moon and it's going through Lilith. And now you're talking about transformations on a whole another level that's going to lead you to growth, maturity. I think we covered that. There you go. Wrong button. 5 o'clock. Midheaven's going to be at Capricorn squaring Pluto. Something with the work was not done properly. There was a mistake. There was something within the transformations. What it's just called glitch. Okay. Let's say like you install something, you get something, but there is this one cable that it's not fixed. It's not plugged. It's plugged, but it's not plugged all the way, so don't make contact. And you can imagine if you have like a server and there is 1,000 cables and you're like trying to pinpoint what cable it is. Well, it's so easy. You see where the light is. If there is no light, but there is a cable, there is the problem. Okay. And this is what you should see and it should look. Where is there is no light, you should shine the light there. You should seek in it within yourself to put that light to go forward. Talking about this, the next hour challenges is going to be coming from the universe. You're going to be wondering what happened. Well, the universe says like, don't worry about it. I see I'm testing some other people, I'm testing some other situations. I'm working on something. You need to understand that every time the Uranus is squaring Sun and Mercury, there's the communications and problems with an authority in there within authority itself. Okay, particularly we are talking about that Aquarius authorities, they're looking for the new ways of bringing the things into the world. And right now Uranus is like, yeah, we need to bring the material worlds in there, but don't go too far ahead of your, in there. Because sometimes people, when they getting into the new energies, they're just trying to go as, like a spaceship, and they want like, well, it's traveling a little bit slow, we should be with the speed of light. And somebody says like, come on, come on, come on, we should be above the speed of light, right? So don't be ahead of your time, but look at it inside, in there, that everything is going to be coming within the divine time, and that is going to be coming from this beautiful moon chiron, sun and mercury condition, which is, doesn't matter what the situations is, as long as your intuition and a sun, they're okay, everything else is going to be all right, because that's emotions and authority coming together, not the outside influence. So this is going to be a perfect moment, because it's going to bring the people of that friendshipness together, that friendshipness with the relationship within yourself, between your intuitions and authority, not like your ego comes out and brings out some stuff, which is the lower self, because the ego says I, self. Okay, and you pay attention on those patterns and the energies, things is gonna go smooth. All right, all right. 7 o'clock, the ascendant is gonna be at Virgo, squaring Jupiter. What happens when things doesn't go smooth? Oh, there wasn't organized. It wasn't properly set up. It wasn't properly done. Something isn't. Something was missing. Okay, this is like you're going to a meeting at work. You sit out in these meetings and so on. You know what the meeting was about. You prepare all your papers, and all of a sudden, in that meeting, somebody's coming out with the situation. It's like, what about this other thing? Everyone is in the room looking at what other thing. Nobody's been prepared. That's what is this part of organizations, that there could be something that you're not prepared for it, but don't be discouraged because of this. Okay, not everything has to be so perfect, as long as it works, right? So that energy is gonna begin to change. There at 8 o'clock, you're gonna be seeing these emotions as that energies with midheaven and the moon right now. It's kind of like a picking it up. Don't turn this into the relationships, but looking at how to organize things with authority, with an actions, looking for the future. Just because currently there is some road blockages on the road of life, that doesn't mean that blockages cannot be taken care of, removed, moved. You're the one who moves. Your intuition can move. Your intuition can get and resolve situations as you see it. That beautiful energies with the sun and Mercury, and through the energies of Lilith, you're gonna be like, okay, I have a problem, but I can find a solution. Right? That you need to talk to yourself, because for every problem there is a solution, as long as you're digging up within the problem, so the problem can tell you how to be solved. It's very kind of like a tricky situations, but let me tell you, most troubleshooters, that's how they seek. All right, they give a diagnosis. Same thing like the doctors. The doctors looks at everything so they can give you a diagnosis, and on the basis of the diagnosis, they know how to heal you. Are you the doctor of you? Hopefully you are. All right. Later on at 9 o'clock, there's gonna be the ascendant opposing Neptune, North Node, Venus, mid-cabinet squaring Venus, emotions. It's not emotions. Libra's affections in there, and it's like, what is this? What I'm doing? Well, if you're expecting outside emotion situations, it's not. But if you get your emotions with your partner and they're good and great, And it's time to finish your personality situations, but doing things together in the beginning of your life. Now you're talking about these energies of Pluto that goes into the ascendant. And now you're talking about that these divine energies is gonna comes in and rise up to the inner work. See, you have to go down to rise up. So you're gonna go down into Pluto, and the Pluto's gonna rise you up. It's the same thing as the soul. The soul is always rising when you going down. That lifts you up, and you overcome the challenge of the day. All right. Talking about the next hour, the ascendant is gonna be with the true Lilith, powerful energies with right here with the Sun and Mercury and the Earth and Jupiter right here. The Moon, it's been moving 22 degrees at Gemini. Things are okay with the Chiron and the Sun. Powerful energies, divine energies with Mars. You did a great work, a lot of learning. Okay. Mars in the midheaven, they're pretty much together. They're 17 and 18 degrees with the 18 degrees Saturn all day. Beautiful moment. Beautiful moment. Few hours, you know, like a one day, the things were really hectic and limited, but they were had a reasons because they are preparing you for what? They're preparing you for tomorrow. And as a tomorrow, the moon is going to be moving into this energies. As I spoke about it. But you're gonna feel like, oh well, there is lack of these emotions. Those are empty emotions. I don't feel it. Have you been changed? So the moon is gonna facing challenges, but that is it about to rise up her emotions. Okay, so things is gonna get a little bit rough the next day, but we are gonna be talking about this tomorrow. Just come back and listen to it. Hopefully that helps in your life. I want to say thank you for the comments. I see the people that they see the situations, they overcome it and they're like, okay, following, I'm going up. I going. It's helpful. Thank you guys for sharing it, this, because you're an example in my eyes for the others. All right, guys, keep them comment those comments in there, and I want to say thank you for all of you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Be love.